look at the numbers. You know, I turned $1,000 into 32,000 in 6 trading days. What's up, traders? Zach here from the Trading Network, and today we are going to be talking about something that I have been waiting for a very long time. What if I told you guys that I turned $1,020 into $32,484 in just 6 trading days and pulled out 10,000 of that in profit that hit my account the very same day I requested it? That is not hype, my friends. That is real. I did it with a prop firm called TopOne Futures, who is new to the scene, and I'm going to show you exactly how I did it, including proof of the payout, how quickly I got my payout, my strategy in doing so, and how you can get 50% off if you are interested in trying out a new instant sim funded account. So what I did is I started with 2 $150,000 instant sim funded accounts from TopOne Futures. As you see here on the screen, TopOne Futures offers 2 different account types. They offer an Elite Challenge, which is very similar to most of the evaluations that you guys are familiar with, similar to an Apex evaluation or a Top Step evaluation, where you go through the evaluation in a 100% sim environment. You do not get any of the profit that you make. And then once you pass that, you then get the simulated funded account where you can withdraw profits. Now, what I've been waiting for and looking forward to for a long time is the instant sim funded option. TopOne is one of the very few futures trading prop firms that are offering instant sim funded accounts. And what that is exactly what it sounds like. You purchase this and it is not an evaluation. You are quite literally buying a funded account that you can immediately withdraw profits from as long as you hit a few stipulations. Now, this is what I did. I purchased 2 of these accounts with my 50% off code. It brought these down to about $510. And you'll see here, if I go over to the checkout, that they also offer an anytime payout option. So when I clicked the anytime payout option, it makes the total $917.70. But with the 50% off code, it drops it down to $510 or so, something along those lines. So what I did was I purchased 2 of these instant sim funded accounts. I added the anytime payout option. I did not add the no daily loss limit because I did not believe that that was a necessary addition for the way that I trade, and I was correct. So moving on, what we did, or what I did over the next 6 trading days, was I locked in $15,537 on the first account and $16,947 on the second account for a total profit of $32,484. This was not a challenge. Once again, these are live funded accounts, and every dollar over the drawdown buffer, withdrawable. One thing that's also nice about TopOne Futures is, like Apex, you keep 100% of your first $20,000 withdrawn from each account. So I did not take any profit split, or I did not have any profit split taken from me for this $10,000 withdrawal. I quite literally built up the accounts, and within 6 trading days, once I met the consistency rule, I was able to withdraw and have $10,000 in my account the very same day. Now, the stipulations that I am referring to are fairly simple. There is a consistency rule where your best day cannot be more than 20% of your total profit. There is also a 2% rule where between payouts, you must make at least 2% of the initial balance. So for the $150,000 account, you must make $3,000 between every withdrawal. That is quite reasonable compared to a lot of other firms. It is quite reasonable because if you're trading a $150,000 account, especially in this market environment, that is going to take 3, 5, 7 trading days at most for most folks, depending on what asset you're trading and your strategy, of course. But regardless, any way you slice it, these are achievable, right? There is no trailing drawdown, which is huge. The drawdown is a loss limit, a daily loss limit, and then you have a maximum loss limit. And we will get into the platform because that is one caveat or an important thing to understand if you are interested in trading with TopOne Futures. They only are offering their specific platform called Project X. It is a web-based platform that I was admittedly a bit hesitant to use at first, but I am essentially just using it for execution, and I continue to use NinjaTrader and all of my proprietary tools for the analysis. However, one thing that I will show you guys is that the platform Project X offers a really cool feature that I think is very helpful for a lot of traders, which is a personal lockout. Now, even though I've been trading for years, I am human, and there are plenty of times where I will say I'm done for the day, and I will be at the computer doing mentorship, and then after a mentorship call, I'll see, a potential trade setup, and I'll take it, and that just builds or reinforces negative neural pathways in our brain. And that's something that I'm trying to avoid. So even myself at this stage in the game, I have been using a lockout feature, and I even built my own lockout software, which I'm going to be selling soon, that will lock you out of NinjaTrader and make it so you cannot open NinjaTrader once you are locked out unless you receive a password from your mentor and unless you wait for the cooldown period after locking NinjaTrader. Impulsivity is a very harmful trait that humans possess in general. But if we are impulsive beings on the charts, if we are impulsive at our trading terminals, it is a recipe for disaster. And I really love that TopOne is also using the lockout feature. There's no way to undo it. Once you click lockout, once you set the time, you are done. So let's hop over into Project X and I'll show you what I mean, and I'll give you a little tour of the rest of the features. Okay, so before we dive into Project X, I want to show you guys the dashboard, and I want to show you guys some of the stats from these accounts. So you can see here my total profit on this account was $15,537.20. You can see down here, average win $302, average loss $257, best trade $1350, worst trade $600, win ratio 8.09, which I'm pretty proud of. And I've been on a bit of a heater here. I'm not going to lie. I have not had a losing day since I started this account. First day was 3,000, which made my consistency basically so I had to have, $3,000 could not be more than 20% of my total profit. So I had to grind a little bit. First day was 3,000, second day was 1,900, etc. And you can see today, the 16th, I had a really nice day on this account, $2,483, which put me under that 20% consistency. This is live updating, which is also really cool. So quite literally, a minute after I closed that trade, my consistency had updated to under 20%, and then I was able to go and request my $5,000 withdrawal. Now, the $5,000 withdrawal is the maximum amount that you can request for the $150,000 account per withdrawal. And I have two of these accounts, so it was a $10,000 withdrawal request, and I will show you the stats on the other account shortly. But just wanted to give you guys an idea. This dashboard is very clean. It's easy to understand. You request the payout right here in the top of the dashboard. It's very simple. It won't let you request a payout unless you've hit the consistency, and of course, you've made that $3,000 between payouts for the 150K account. But this is what I'm talking about. This is amazing for traders that can follow their edge, that are willing to spend a little bit more, knowing and understanding that as soon as you take your first trade on that account, that is money in your bank as long as you continue to stick to your plan, hit the consistency, make sure you make 3K between the withdrawal, which these are not tall tasks. These are not big requests. They are fairly lenient, honestly. And the fact that you can take out, $5,000 is huge because, most of these firms, Apex, it's, I believe it's $3,750, which isn't bad. But, adding the anytime withdrawal in addition to all of these rules, or these few rules, I should say, is a win-win-win for somebody like me who can stick to the edge, stick to the plan, and take advantage of these prop firms or this capital that you are paying for. All right, so here is my other account. You can see that my total profit on this account was $16,947.80. One thing I didn't mention is that the consistency resets to 100% after you request a withdrawal. So same thing here, didn't have a losing day. I was copy trading these accounts. They have a copy trader built into the Project X platform, which is pretty awesome. This one, average loss was about 25 bucks more than my average win, but pretty much a 1-to-1. Best trade 2,200, worst trade $1,800, 6.77 win ratio, 88% win rate. And after the withdrawal, I'm still up almost 8% profit on this account. So after the withdrawal, I have $11,947.80 left in this account. And you can see here's my second $5,000 withdrawal. And momentarily, I will pull up a screenshot and show you guys what time I requested the withdrawal, or I'll give you a timestamp proof. So I requested the withdrawal today around 11 a.m. my time. And by 5 p.m. my time, the $10,000 was in my Rise account. Now, Rise is the payment processor that TopOne uses. It is very simple to set up. You just have to make sure that you have the same email address on your Rise account that you've signed up with on your TopOne Futures account. And, if you don't do that, or if you have a Rise account and you signed up with a different account, just hit up support and they will help you. I will say as well, TopOne is one of the only, perhaps the only prop firm that I'm aware of at the moment that has 24/7 live support. So you're not talking to an AI bot. You are quite literally talking to live support. And that is extremely valuable even if day trading isn't your only source of income, but especially for, people that rely on everything being aligned, it's very important to be able to get the support we need when we need it in a timely manner. So major props to the TopOne team for rolling out 24/7 live support upon launch. Now, as I promised, let's get into the platform Project X here. So you can see my balance on this account is $11,947. My maximum loss limit is $150,100, right? So it says maximum loss limit, do not let your account balance drop below this value. Distance to MLL, $11,847, right? So I have almost, $12,000 of cushion left in this account after I took my $5,000 withdrawal. And, one thing that I wanted to show you is pretty self-explanatory. It's a trading view based chart. We've got the dome over here. We've got accounts down here that I will probably blur out a little bit, positions, orders. It's all customizable, right? So you can get rid of these boxes. You can move things around. Main thing that I love here is the manual lockout. This is a godsend for a trader. And you can see this action is irreversible, which is exactly how it should be. We shouldn't be able to lock ourselves out and then go back in 20 minutes later, an hour later, of course, unless you set a 15, 30, or 1 hour lockout. I am partial to the all-day lockout. When I am done, and I do not want the ability to go back in, because for me, that defeats the purpose. So once again, major props for doing this, TopOne team. I know there's a few other companies. TopStepX, I believe, offers the same type of deal, lockout, things of that nature. And then let's go over here to the copy trading, which I want to show you guys. So you can basically set your leader account, and then all you got to do is check the box here. If you want the follower accounts, click Save Changes, and boom, you're good to go. And then if you want to undo it, click Clear, Save Changes, and no more copy trading. So that is another very cool feature. But once again, I am really just using this for the execution because it's my only option. But when these guys get NinjaTrader rolling, watch out, other prop firms, because this is a game changer. And yes, I know it is a bit more expensive, but there's plenty of people that are gambling with 5, 10, 15, 20 accounts at a time. So what's $500 on one live account if it's going to take you $1,000 worth of failed evaluations to get there? So I think this is a great option for a lot of people. If you're a gambler, probably not a great idea, because you're just going to run through $500 accounts as opposed to $50 accounts with Apex or something like that. But for those of you who are ready, who are serious to really take advantage of capital at your fingertips, I mean, look at the numbers. I turned $1,000 into $32,000 in 6 trading days. And just to be clear, I spent $1,000 on the evaluations. I withdrew $10,000 on the same day, and I've got 22K left in these accounts in cushion. Okay. So that is, I mean, that is a return on investment, if I do say so myself. All right. So let's talk payout requests and the speed of the deposit once requested. I got to preface this with, this is probably the fastest I've ever been paid out. I can't think of a time where I have been working with any other prop firm where I requested a payout and then within 4 or 5 hours, it was in my account ready to transfer to Coinbase, transfer to a bank, whatever. So you can see here in this timestamp screenshot, I requested the payout at 11:21 a.m. my time today, April 16th. And then by 4:05 p.m. my time, I received the $10,000 deposit into my Rise account. It's really hard to beat. And what I will say, one thing that's cool about TopOne as well versus something like Apex is you can request the withdrawal from Apex and they won't pause your account. So you can technically request a withdrawal. I've done this before, and then trade and lose money that you requested a withdrawal for and then get your withdrawal denied. As soon as you request a payout with TopOne, your account is paused. So you cannot trade on it until they remove the money from your account and then they unlock your account, which I think is really cool. And again, just kind of a fail safe to help us prevent being dangerous to ourselves. And like I said, I've done it before. I'm sure some of you guys can relate. So this is a huge benefit for me. This is a huge benefit for any trader that follows their rules, that has an edge, that has standard operating procedures for their risk management, because you can really get an incredible return on your investment. And of course, the return on investment relies on your strategy. It relies on how you execute. It relies on how you manage your losses and implement discipline in your everyday trading. But if you can do those things, you can pull a lot of money out of something like this with not a very significant investment. And I think that this is important to get the word out there. With all of these new prop firms that are coming onto the scene, I think it's important to do your own research, of course. And, you know, this instant sim funded or instant funding option is something that I have thought was going to be a thing for a long time. And to be honest, it took a little bit longer than I anticipated, but I am glad that it's here. And I am here to say that TopOne Futures gets the stamp of approval from me. Once again, from purchase of the account to now, it has been 6 trading days. I have done 30 times my investment, technically, or around there, in 6 trading days. And I have withdrawn $10,000 cold hard cash into my account already. It will take me $3,000 of profit for the next withdrawal. And I just have to make sure that for the next several trading days, 20% of my largest day, rather, is not greater than 20% of my total since my last payout. And that is basically it. When you purchase that anytime payout function, there are no payout windows. That's another amazing thing. I will gladly pay for the ability, gladly pay an extra $300 or whatever it was. Let me see how much it actually is. So without the anytime payments, it's $798, right? So an extra $120, you can take payouts anytime. That's crazy. What's not is trading. It's very hard, right? So we need to, you know, understand that this is an investment. It's a larger investment, but with that larger investment, there is greater opportunity. It's as simple as that. And I just wanted to show you guys this as well. This is the RiseWorks dashboard. You can see that my balance is $10,000. You can see that this is not a screenshot. And I've got the payment from TopOne Futures, instant payment, $10,000. Took place today, 3:58 p.m. So even, you know, a little under 4 hours, if I'm not mistaken, or under 5 hours. It was quick. Same day request and deposit of your funds is better than a lot of traditional brokerages. I mean, you might get a wire same day if you send it early in the morning. But this is about the next best thing, or this is pretty much as good as it gets, I would say. So I am going to absolutely continue trading these TopOne Futures accounts. I'm going to be sharing this potential or this opportunity with as many people as I can, because I truly believe that this is the next evolution in proprietary trading firms. And I believe that if you are a trader that is already consistently profitable, if you are a trader that is sick of spinning in the hamster wheel of evaluation and then pay to activate the evaluation, there's no activation fees, by the way, and then failing the funded account and then starting over, this is a much more streamlined process. It was incredibly simple. Everything is set up very easily for somebody that has even never traded with a prop firm. It's really, really easy, especially, fully integrated with the Project X. You guys can now use the code TTN to get 50% off any TopOne Futures account. Yes, that includes the Instant Sim funded account that I have showed you guys here. That includes any of the add-ons, such as the Anytime Payout add-on that I purchased, and or the No Daily Loss Limit add-on as well. This offer is only valid until 11:59 p.m. Eastern Time on April 30th. So I would highly suggest that you guys take advantage of this opportunity, as it truly is an incredible one. Yes, once again, the accounts are a little bit more expensive, but if you buy an Instant Sim funded account, that very first trade that you take can quite literally pay for your entire purchase. And that is exactly what happened with me. So if you guys have any questions, please do not hesitate to reach out. If you need help getting the code to work, if you need help with the link in the description below, please feel free to hit me up on Instagram, on Discord, wherever you can find me. And I would be happy to help you guys get set up with TopOne Futures, because this is truly an incredible opportunity. And I would love to hear feedback. If you guys are already trying some of these instant funded accounts, if you guys have tried TopOne Futures, if you click the link below and use my code and grab an account, please let me know your experience. I've been in the TopOne Futures Discord. I'm pretty active in there. So feel free to hit me up in there. Shoot me a DM on Discord, Instagram. You guys know where to find me. But really, I just wanted to bring this to you guys because, the proof is in the pudding, if you will. $1,000 into 30K in 6 days. It's hard to do that with a regular futures account. It's much easier. It's not easy, but it's much easier to do it with a firm like TopOne, where they have things very clear, very simple. You can pay for anytime payouts, and they'll drop 10K in your account the same day that you request the withdrawal. So with that, I will bid you guys adieu. I will thank you, as always, for taking the time to watch this content. Please drop some comments down below. Let me know what you think, and let me know if you are trying out the TopOne Futures Instant Sim Funded account. Thank you, guys. Trade safe.